Yo, what's going on, people? You're through to Else at TvKO. Thank you as always for watching another video. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, it'd be great. Right, let's talk about last night at the O2 Arena, London. Tony the Bomber BELLEW versus David the Haymaker HAYE. Boy, what can you say? It was a case of repeat in the end, and this is actually the morning after. I did a recording pretty much straight away, which I was tempted to put out there, but I think it was a little bit too emotional. So, and plus I like to watch fights twice when reviewing. So, morning after, I just finished watching it for the second time, and entertaining whilst it lasted. I have to say that David HAYE, for the first opening 2 rounds, I felt boxed pretty well. First round was quite even, almost like a bit of a battle of the jabs, to be honest, in which David HAYE kind of got through a little bit more often than Tony BELLEW did. But Tony BELLEW looked sharp, he looked pretty agile, looked pretty fresh. But David HAYE was looking good. Second round, very similar, although there was some even better work from David HAYE, connecting with a great right hand, almost like a cross right hand. And Tony BELLEW just ate it. It was didn't have any effect on him, which kind of made me gasp a little bit. And it was fight on. David HAYE looked good, and didn't look like there was any injuries holding him up or anything. Was fighting pretty well. Third round came, and again, much of the same. Both guys boxing pretty well. Both guys looking pretty agile, looking pretty quick. Until there was an exchange towards the end of the round. Both guys swinging hell for leather, and David HAYE ending up on the losing side of that exchange, getting dropped by Tony BELLEW with a pretty good right hook. Dropped him. Within about 10 seconds after that exchange, he was dropped again, with this time with a left hook, put on his not so much on his back, but just dropped down on his bum, basically. And from that moment on, it was obvious David HAYE was in trouble. You could see at that point that there was some sort of injury. He seemed to be limping again on his right ankle, it looked like. And the writing was on the wall from that moment onwards, from the moment he was dropped for the first time. In the 4th round, Tony BELLEW did some really good work. It looked ominous at this point. BELLEW could smell blood, even though he was the one with the blooded nose at this point. But David HAYE looked all over the place. It became reminiscent of the first fight. Loads of wild swings from David HAYE, missing by miles, and Tony BELLEW's clever enough to have read that, and he was able to keep out of the way of those shots very easy, and was throwing back with great intent himself, great accuracy. And there was numerous times in that 4th round where he looked like he was going to get the job done. The fight extended into the 5th, and that is where there was a wild swing by David HAYE, which was capitalized by Tony BELLEW, who caught him coming with a left hook and sort of dropped him face first on the canvas, and it was pretty devastating. Great shot, and rather embarrassing for David HAYE. A little while after that now, and by this time David HAYE was clearly in major discomfort, and just clearly being outboxed, and looked in a whole world of trouble. Literally 10 seconds after being dropped again in that 5th round, the referee stopped the fight as the writing was on the wall. Tony BELLEW was about to stop him, and Howard Foster jumped in to save HAYE that humiliation. Excuse the croaky voice. But yeah, there you go, guys. A bit of a disappointment again for David HAYE. As we kind of feared before the fight, his body is probably just now broken down one too many times, and I think for him to continue fighting at this level, I don't think he'll be able to. He didn't indicate after in the post-fight interview that he'd be retiring. He said he'd have a look at the tape and see where he went wrong. But I think he'll find that where he went wrong is just age. There's nothing you can do to fight that. Many have tried, some successfully, with the likes of Hopkins and Mayweather, and George Foreman in his return. But then we've also seen the downsides to that with the likes of Roy Jones Jr. just fighting on a bit too long. And I think this ought to be the end of the road for David HAYE. As for Tony BELLEW, I commend him. I got my prediction totally wrong. I went for a 7-round KO for David HAYE, so I was totally in the wrong. Great performance from Tony BELLEW. You looked good from the start. Although I gave the first 2 rounds to David HAYE, I felt Tony BELLEW looked good. But he looked good pretty much throughout the whole fight. Took David Haye's shots very, very well and threw back himself with, like I said, fantastic accuracy and good amount of power. Seemed to hurt David Haye on a fair few occasions, even aside from him actually dropping David Haye. So great performance from Tony Bellew, and I'm sure there'll be another big fight for him, although, as I've stated before, I struggle to see what his real options are. But, you know, under Eddie Hearn, I'm sure he'll get another big money fight. But as for David Haye, this has to be the end. It surely does, on what's been a fantastic and illustrious career. But yeah, guys, you guys let me know what you think of the fight, and where you think David Haye, or what you think David Haye should do at this current moment in time, and who do you think will be next for Tony Bellew? And did you enjoy the fight, most importantly? Leave in the comments below, guys. But for now, I'm Else. This is TvKO, and I'm out of here, man.